So when I started working at 15 in a bike store,
Yep.
I first got Rhodey Wanton. That was his name, the owner of the bike shop. It was a Schwinn bike shop. And Rhodey was, crudgeon, guy. And he didn't want to hire me. I'm a 15-year-old. I look like I'm 12 or 11.
Right.
And he said, well, if you go take a bike maintenance course, then I'll hire you. I'm like, okay, fine. Now, he thought, and he was correct, 9 out of 10 people would have just walked away and never taken that course. I went and took the course. And I went back to him. I had the nerve to go back to him and say, okay, I took the bike maintenance course. He's like, well, yeah, what? Like, well, you said you would hire me if I took this course.
Yep.
And I took it and I completed it. Here's my certificate.
Yep.
And he looks at me like, damn, I did say that, didn't I? And I'm like, yes, you did. He says, all right, fine, And so what does he do? Rhodey had the philosophy is you can't work on the sales floor unless you first work for a year in the shop, which is doing maintenance, putting bikes together, doing maintenance on bikes. And so what does he do? He puts me in the shop. Now, I knew that was the wrong fit because I'd been selling him on the idea I would sell bikes because I'm a good salesperson. Right? And I was good in selling everything as a kid. I was the guy who collected the Campbell soup labels throughout our whole neighborhood, 600 homes, I was the one selling ropes and wreaths at record numbers for the Boy
You never
Scouts.
got into selling drugs or anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
Right. Some people start out like that, Terrence, in high school.
Ropes and wreaths of the Boy Scouts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
But the point is, so he took me on, and I went into the bike shop, and I was there for 3 days, and all the maintenance guys deliberately refused to show me anything. No training, just put together the bike. I couldn't even put together a child's bike, literally, from the box, right? Open the box up, put it together. Not that hard. I couldn't even do that. Because I'm not a handyman,
Okay.
And they were all laughing at me. These are the blue-collar sweat monkeys, right? They, they just thought this was so funny, that this high school kid, know-it-all, whatever, right? And couldn't put together a bike. So after 3 days, Rhodey comes back. It's like, you can't seem to put together a bike. I said, yes, but I can sell bikes. Will you just let me on the sales floor,
Right.
And I showed passion and energy and enthusiasm, and I absolutely begged him, and he gave in. And within 12 months, I was the number 2 salesperson. As a 15-year-old working part-time, I was the number 2 salesperson in that store. He would give me raises without even telling me that he gave me a raise. I would just find it in my check, and I go, I think you made a mistake. He goes, no, I didn't make a mistake. I'm giving you a raise because you're doing a great job. I was selling bikes out that door so fast they couldn't keep up.